listening to the Dynamic Women podcast. Each week, you'll be inspired by our global community of women. They'll share with you tools and stories to help you be dynamic in every area of life. He's your host, award-winning coach, and the CEO and founder of Dynamic Women, Diane Rolston.
Hello, lovely Dynamic Women, and welcome to the Dynamic Women podcast with me, your host, Diane Rolston. And I'm so excited for today's show because we're talking about, are you taking enough chances? So what moments have you taken a chance? A chance in really any area of your life. A chance in your career, a chance in your finances, a chance in your health, in romance, in relationships, in your home, all the different areas, fun and recreation. Where have you taken a chance? Now, if you're having a hard time thinking of that, maybe taking a chance is something that you need to be thinking about having. So I'm going to talk today about the different types of chances you can take. And I'm going to share with you a really big chance that I took that actually paid off for me. And then you're going to hear about the benefits of taking a chance. So maybe you're going to learn some new ways that you can bring it into your life and new opportunities that you can say yes to so that you are able to move forward and advance in a much faster way. So taking a chance involves a catalyst of some sort. And there are actually 3 factors. And each factor has either kind of the left side or the right side, 2 different sides to it. So one factor could be internal or external to taking a chance. It could then be positive or negative in taking a chance. And it could be you being proactive or reactive. Good one. So when you think of internal, external, did the taking a chance come from you? So internally, you said, I'm going to take a chance on that. I am going to do that thing. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to see what comes of it because you have decided that that's something you want to do. Or was it an external catalyst? So, for example, you're going to take a chance because your husband's job got switched and you're going to move. That actually happened recently to a friend of mine. Is it an external factor of you switch jobs because the company goes under? So there are different things that externally people or situations can make it happen to you. So is it internal or is it external? That's the first question. Second one is it positive taking a chance or is it a negative taking a chance? So is it a positive thing that you're like, oh my gosh, this is such a cool opportunity. I could speak at that conference. Could it be positive in other ways where it is a new client, where there's a chance to win some tickets for a concert that you like? So the positive side, and then there's the negative side. So is the catalyst that comes from that negative? So a negative could be you renovate your place or you go to move because you've had a flood in it. This has also happened to a woman in our community. A negative thing can also be, having to or deciding to take a chance on moving closer to your parents because one of them is ill or both of them are ill, or one of them passes away. And so that's a negative thing that happens in your life that's a catalyst to push you forward. And now that I've listed off the 2 different areas and then the 2 catalysts for each side of it, maybe you're starting to think of different things that have pushed you to take a chance or helped you to take a chance. So that's 4, and I still have 2 more. And the next 2 are the proactive and reactive. So proactive could be, one of my clients, she was thinking, this job isn't really for me. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to see what else is out there. I'm going to go on job posting sites. I'm going to go see what's happening, see what's out there, see where I can interview so that I can get a different job. Then the other side is reactive. And so in a different situation, you're sitting at the job, you don't like it, and you're just kind of waiting for something to happen. And eventually maybe they fire you or they walk you out. So that would then be you having to be reactive to find a new job because it was done to you. So there now are the 6 catalysts for helping you to take a chance. And they can be positive, you see, and they can be negative and proactive and reactive and internal and external. The best way, if you're to pick from those 6, the best 3, can you figure out which ones they'll be? Internal, so it comes from you. It's positive, so it's helping you in your life, and you're being proactive. Now, I never explained the positivity or the good thing about being proactive rather than reactive, but in decision making and in taking chances on things, it's so much nicer for us to be able to go through a positive or proactive situation, because then the kind of the feelings that we have around it are more like anticipation, excitement, where if we're on the negative, on the reactive, it's also often stressed. It is, you're kind of pushed to make the decision. That can also happen when it's external, when someone else is pushing you to do it. So as much as you can, take chances that are internal, coming from you, that are positive in nature, and that you're being proactive. So you're making a decision on taking a chance before you fully have to do that. So when you did this, I want you to think, so was taking a chance, go back to your idea, was it your idea? Or did it belong to others? Were you proactive or were you reactive in making that decision or in that situation? And was it a great opportunity or was it a big challenge? That can help you to know whether you like to take chances or not. So many years ago, I decided that I would come to Vancouver, and this is a chance that I took, and I'm going to share with you about which of these 6 aspects or factors were a catalyst for this happening. Or maybe as I tell the story, you can kind of figure it out as we go along. So I've been in Vancouver now for over a decade. That's west coast of Canada, and I used to live on the east coast in a city called Brantford in Ontario. And so people ask me, like, how did you get out here? What made you come out here? Was it for work? And what was it? Well, I'm going to tell you about that, and then I'm going to tell you the benefits of taking a chance. And so coming to Vancouver, well, at that time in my life, I never thought of coming to Vancouver at all. It wasn't on my radar. Actually, traveling Canada completely was on my radar. But, life was different at that time, different than it is now. I was dating someone. We were in a space of like, let's explore life and the world. And so we're dating, and he says to me one day, he's from New Zealand originally. And he says to me, Diane, I hate Flat-Terrio. I want to move where the mountains are. I want to go to BC. And I thought, what about me? I said, well, you come too. And so this is what type of internal or external catalyst? External. So this external catalyst is pushing me to make a decision to take a chance or not. And so I came back with, don't ask me tomorrow because I'll say no, but do you see yourself marrying me like one day? And he said, yeah. And I was like, okay, I give you 5 years in BC. So what did we do? My boyfriend and I, we packed up his car with his tools and my teaching books, because I was teaching at the time. And we put all of our clothes in those vacuum shrink bags, you can suck them and make them smaller. And we had camping gear because we were camping across Canada, and we gave ourselves 10 days to get out here. So man, when I think about that, what a chance we were taking. And so I'm going to ask you now, do you think this was a proactive choice or a reactive choice? You could say it was a bit reactive he made the decision and I was going to decide whether I was going to do it as well. But I think it was proactive because there wasn't anything forcing us to come out here. So we made a proactive decision at that time. So we get here. We did not have any jobs lined up. We didn't have a place to stay even lined up. And I ended up doing 12 interviews in 3 days. And what's really funny is, those vacuum shrink bags I was talking about? all of our clothes were in there. All of our clothes were wrinkled like crazy. And we were just staying in some kind of like an Airbnb. We didn't have access to laundry, iron, anything like that. And so what I ended up doing is I went to Reitman's and I bought one black and white dress, and I wore it for all 12 interviews. Pretty crazy. And I was able to actually land 10 of the 12 during the interview. One of them was part-time, and I was like, I don't want this. So that was the 11th. And then the 12th, they didn't tell me in the interview, but I eventually got that position. And at the time felt it was a bit too good to be true. But I was there for 6 years, and so it worked out well. So I took a chance. We talked about this was proactive, this was external. And then when we think of the other, was this something that was positive or negative? This was positive because this was an exciting time in our lives. We didn't have anything, unless you don't like the idea of no job and no place to go to, but we're pretty resourceful. So anyway, was this a good decision or not to take this chance? Well, that boyfriend and I are now married. We just celebrated our 10-year anniversary. Pretty crazy. And so, yeah, we did get engaged. We got married. We bought a house, and we've had 2 kids. So it seemed to work out. Now, life passes so quickly. And so that 5-year commitment that I gave to being here is long gone. We're well over a decade now of being here in BC, and I love it here. And I'm going to talk in a future podcast about how actually this has been really hard on me as well. I'm going to talk about that in a future podcast. Actually, let me tell you what the podcast will be called so that you know to find it. It's called The Price You Pay for What You Want. So I'm going to get really real in there about the hardships of where I'm at right now. But anyway, back to taking a chance and how it played out for me. So maybe you think back to a time when you took a chance on someone, on a situation, on something you were doing. And I think back to the girl who said, I'm going to drive across Canada with no place to live and no job lined up and knowing no one. And sometimes I wonder, who is that girl who did that? She left her friends, she left her family to go on this adventure. Who is this girl? This crazy girl? Well, you know what? She's the same girl who flew to Japan after university and lived there for 3 years. She's the same girl who traveled New Zealand, Australia, and Thailand and other countries all by herself. This is the same girl who jumped out of a plane, jumped off a bridge, who climbed Mount Fuji in a typhoon, who left teaching to start her own business and have her first baby at the exact same time. You get the picture? I'm sure you could do the same thing. You could list off all of the times that you took a chance where it paid off for you. And as I'm in a place, maybe you are too, you got your mortgage, you have marriage, you have kids, you have clients, you have commitments that you have. But every once in a while, I see a glimpse of this girl, the girl who takes a chance. And I want you to reconnect with that girl who takes a chance. And so I'm going to tell you some of the benefits of taking a chance. Benefit number 1 of taking a chance. You might be surprised at the results. I just thought we'd come out here to, for a few years, and look what it's boiled down to. My goodness. All this extra stuff that's happened in my life has been quite incredible. The second benefit of taking a chance is that you can have a say as to what happens. And so this actually puts you in control. That's a good thing to have. The third benefit of taking a chance is that you can say yes, you can give it a try, and you'll never wonder what if I had done that? What would have been like if I had done that? You just give it a try. You take a chance. And if it doesn't work out, whatever, doesn't matter. The fourth benefit of taking a chance is that you get an opportunity to write the next chapter of your life, the next steps, the next things that happen. This builds confidence. I'll tell you, the idea of like me jumping on a plane and going to Japan for 3 years, at the time I only thought it was 1 year, but I ended up staying 3. And that totally, I'm like, who's that girl that she could do that? Who's that girl that could jump out of a plane? I think back to all those things, all the things I've done in my life. And I think, man, that built my confidence to be able to do more. And the fifth benefit 5 of taking a chance is that the universe has bigger plans for you. God has bigger plans for you. And sometimes that chance, it's accepting that higher version of you. I've, had little pushes, little pokes, little prods here and there from people, from even emails, opportunities. I just happened to see something on Facebook or on a website. I don't even know how I got there, but an opportunity just like in front of me. And I have to say, yes, I'll do that. I'll take a chance. I took a chance back in 2013 on Dynamic Women. And look what it is today. I took a chance to put my name in the ring for, or throw my name in the hat. What's that expression? Let me know. For a conference, a women's conference down in Washington. I got it. I took a chance to write my own book. I did it. And I don't say this as bragging, because every time I did one of these things, I was nervous. I was anxious. I was, had self-doubt. Can I really do it? But I just took a chance. And so I'm sure there are many times that you have taken a chance, and I'd love to hear your story, whether it's ended in wild success or you've learned a lesson. I want to applaud you for just taking a chance. And is there something coming up that you wish you would say yes to taking a chance, or you have this great opportunity, but you haven't had a chance to kind of go for it, or you don't have the confidence to? I encourage you, reach out. So you can go on social media and tag me in a post. Let me know about it. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick someone who on social media writes take a chance and then does a video or shares their story. And I'm going to pick one person that I will give a coaching session to and support through that. So that's a really cool opportunity. The deadline for that, actually, no, screw deadlines. Because if you're listening to this later on, I want this to be an opportunity for you as well. So post it and I'll see how I can help you with that. So I think back, if I hadn't said yes to this boyfriend, this crazy rugby player from New Zealand, oh yeah, I'll go to BC with you. Yeah, the truth is I don't know if I would have become a coach or not. I wouldn't have learned to ski again, to ski better on Cypress Mountain. I wouldn't have married that boyfriend because he would have been gone and I would have been where I was. I wouldn't have had the 2 kids I have. I'd have other kids, but I wouldn't have the 2 beautiful children that I have. And, the list goes on. And I don't always want to take a chance. I'll be honest about that. But when I do, there have been amazing payoffs, really great payoffs. And so I'm thankful for the times that I took a chance at different points of my life. When I was 14, they brought rugby into my high school. I said yes. I took a chance on a sport I didn't know anything about, that they hadn't even brought into any of the high schools yet. This led me to playing varsity rugby. That's, yes, I'll take a chance on going to Japan. I was there for 3 years. I said yes to taking a chance. I switched careers. I wrote a book. I got my first international speaking gig. I founded Dynamic Women. The list goes on, and yours does too. Wouldn't that be cool if you wrote a list of all the times that you took a chance? Yes, try it. Let's see how many things you can get. So I hope you have had great opportunities to take a chance, and that every time there's an opportunity to take a chance, that you say the 3-letter magical word, yes. As long as it's in alignment with what you're wanting for your life, your opportunities that you have. And remember, post on social media. take a chance, share with me where you're struggling, share with me an opportunity that you have, and tag me, Diane Rolston, and make sure I see it so that I can actually help you out. And that's all for us today. Take note that in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to be posting Dynamic Women Podcast Part 2 is going to talk about the price I personally paid for what I wanted for coming out to BC. And it's going to help you to know how to deal with times when you're struggling on the fence between two decisions. I'm going to share the reality of that. So until next time, everyone, stay dynamic. Bye.
Thank you, Dynamic Women, for joining us today. Please hop on over to iTunes to subscribe and leave us a review. Who do you know who needs to hear our message? We'd love it if you'd share our channel with your friends and family. If you're ready to be more dynamic, have more balance and more success, head over to www.dynamicwomenclub.com/free gift for your Key to Success book. Stay dynamic.